Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Think Tank Sports. Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen. Check us out on the socials. That's Facebook. That's the X, which I like to call 10, for those of you paying attention with the Roman numerals. And of course, Instagram. Check us out on Spotify for podcasters, wherever you get your podcast. We're out there for you. And watch us on YouTube as we continue to do the video portion here at Think Tank Sports. And we're once again doing Lose With Us. And we're enjoying this segment as always, bringing on Stevie Covers, our resident sharp, if you will. The rest of us are just resident dull, I guess, or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so we got Stevie Covers with us, and we're going to do some Lose With Us, do our picks, see how that goes, have some fun. Mike is the podcast studio is halfway done. We got 50%, 40%. But hey, it's making progress.
As Joe Burrow said, I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but we're getting there. Starting to feel better. Yeah. Dave, as I understand it, before we came on, you had a couple of big weeks, so we might have to rename the podcast the Dave Pennick Show or whatever. But
hey, whatever
we'll
you
get
want to
into
do.
all that, Steve. Yeah, I'm sure you'd be upset.
Make some T-shirts, my face on it. Maybe not.
Oh no.
Anyways,
no merch free. Steve, where are we? Where exactly are we year to date?
Oh boy.
I would probably wear a T-shirt with your face on it, Dave.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So for last week, Dave was the big winner last week. He went 3-1.
2 weeks in a row, baby. 3-1.
Yep. Mike went 1-3. I went 2-2. So Dave 3-1, but only a profit of 33 units and some change. The biggest bet was on Texas minus the 5.5.
Yep, and
we warned you against.
Yes, I know. As soon as I started having, I could hear Stevie in the background in my head. Oh, geez, I don't know why you did that.
Texas is not back.
Texas is going to show their true colors, and that's exactly what they did.
Yep. Other highlights / lowlights from the week. Mike and Dave went head to head, or heads up, as they say, on the Georgia-Kentucky game. Dave came out ahead on that one.
You hear that noise? That's the chainsaw, folks.
The
chainsaw shot out of a cannon tonight. Yeah.
Chainsaw is back. And then Dave and Mike both had the 49ers. But Dave won his bet, and Mike still managed to lose because he got what we like to call greedy, and parlayed the Niners with a Deebo Samuel touchdown. So nicely done there. And then for me, even though I went 2-2, I still came out a little bit ahead thanks to my guy, Breece Hall.
Yep. Great numbers.
My Breece Hall parlay came through. So I made a profit of 8 units. Mike for the week down 41. Oof, tough week for the big fella. Yeah. Season standings.
We took some chances.
Yep.
Yeah. Season standings. Dave is in the lead with a total profit of 85 and change. Mike, even though Mike has a losing record at 7-8-1, a tidy profit of 71 and change, which just kind of shows you allocate your units properly, and even if you lose more bets than you win, you might be able to come out ahead. And then I'm bringing up the rear, even though you guys keep calling me the sharp. I'm down 8 units for the season, but as a group, up a collective 148 units of change for the season. So we're doing all right as a group, even though I'm just kind of mailing in my section of the group report.
Apparently.
Yeah.
A lot of season left, boys. A lot of season left.
Oh, yes.
Don't count your chickens. All right, well, let's get it kicked off. I'll start right out as usual. I saw this over under. I had to check 3 or 4 times. The Niners Browns over under 37.5. An NFL game. It's not a first half score. It's not a quarter score. 37.5. Now, usually Vegas knows better than I do, obviously, or I wouldn't be on this podcast with you fine gentlemen. But I'm going to take the over. They set a trap, as Steve said a couple weeks ago. They set the trap, and I'm stepping right into it for 30 units, minus 112, over 37.5. An NFL game.
Yeah, two of the better defenses in the league, and I think that's probably why the number is low, but that's too low, Mike. I'm with you. I would be taking the over on that if that was my bet, but it's not. It's yours.
Yeah, the only hesitation there is, who's starting at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this week? It's PJ Walker. For the Browns. So
if you gave me an hour, I couldn't pull that name.
Yeah. Not great. But I had success betting on a low under last week with the Patriots and Saints. I took under 39, which Mike mentioned is not fun to cheer for an under, but man, watching the Patriots lose 34 to nothing was a lot of fun. I love it.
Yes, we will take that
Absolutely.
every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yes, indeed.
Dave,
so, all right,
shot of a cannon tonight. What
over 37.5.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I'm going to the college game. Oregon at Washington, and Washington is favored by 3. I know they're at home, but I don't know. And maybe it's just because I've seen Oregon play more. I just feel like that's Oregon's game to take. I know Stevie would say you're taking a road dog. That's probably not your best bet. But I'm at plus 85 and he's at minus 8. So I'm taking I didn't even put this. All right. I'm taking the Oregon Ducks plus 3 for 20 units.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do. I do like it. Yeah. Washington showed some chinks in the armor last week. Michael Penix played terrible, but that's okay. Yeah, I do like Oregon.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah, and it's the Bo Nix Michael Penix Bowl. That's very interesting. We said that 5 years ago. First of all, we'd all be laughing because we wouldn't think they'd still be playing. But that'll be a fun game to watch. So I like that, Dave.
Yeah, well,
Stevie, why don't you enlighten us with your first pick?
Yeah, and Dave, I'm glad you took the points on that one. I was a little worried you're going to go money line. That's smart taking the points there.
Yeah. Nope. Taking the points.
All right. So my first game, I'm going big on another college game here. It bit me in the butt last week when I went with Colorado against Arizona State. Colorado was a road favorite in Tempe, and I'm doing the same 40 units again on a road favorite. I'm taking the Louisville Cardinals minus 7.5 at Pittsburgh. Louisville has looked really good. This kid, they have at quarterback, Jack Plummer, not to be confused with Jig Plummer. No relation. I looked it up. They're not related.
They're not related. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, because he's from Arizona too. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a nephew or something. But nope, they are not related. But Louisville 6-0, first place in the ACC right now. Pitt, a lowly 1-4, and their only win of the season is against Wofford. So 7.5 points does not seem like enough. So give me the Cardinals. I'll lay the 7.5 for 40 units.
Yep, I saw that
40.
too.
Wow.
I saw that. I was like, oh boy, that looks tempting. I haven't seen enough of Pittsburgh to know. I know they certainly have struggled a bit, but
you don't need to.
Yeah. Nope. Apparently not. Solid pick, Steve.
Very good. I'll just continue the theme of the low over-unders, and I'll jump over to one of my college bets. Now, these two teams are not offensive juggernauts, but one of the coaches has a clause in his contract where he has to score a certain amount of points to keep his job. Iowa at Wisconsin, over-under of 34.5. 34.5. I got to take the over there too. I'm going to root for overs minus 110.
It is the Big Ten.
Yeah, and they'll do that for 30 units as well. But 34 and a half, I don't know. It's crazy. But again, they know more than I do. That just seems nuts to me.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
in with both feet in the trap.
For those of you out there looking for a Stevie Covers recipe, I like the low over unders when there's a high spread. I like to take the underdog, which over under of 34 and a half, and Iowa is a 10-point dog. That usually spells I'm putting a couple bucks on. So I didn't take it on my sheet for this week, but I do like that formula.
Well, excellent. I've got your endorsement. I appreciate that.
Solid. Yeah, that's a good one.
Davey.
Yeah, as Stevie's saying all that stuff, I'm looking at this pick that I made. I'm like, well, it just goes against everything he just said. I think USC at Notre Dame, tight game. Notre Dame favored by 2.5. The over under is 60. USC can score. USC's defense can give up points. I'm going to take the over on this and put 30 units on it because I just feel like this game is going to be extremely high scoring. So the over for that -110.
Was it 60 or 60 and a half?
60.
60. Got it. Okay.
Yep. Sorry. 60. Yep. 30 units on that. Feeling fairly good that that's going to pay out.
I will reserve comment until future bets are placed.
Okay.
Steve?
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, USC is the highest scoring team in FBS. So, going for the over, you might as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My second bet, it's another college game, and I went with a high scoring team as well. The third highest scoring team in FBS, the LSU Tigers, -11.5 at home. Auburn coming into the Bayou. LSU is averaging 45 points a game, and Auburn, let's call them a good defensive team. So it's going to be kind of a clash of styles. LSU's offense and sudden Heisman candidate Jaden Daniels against Auburn's defense. But I just think going into Baton Rouge, laying the 11.5 seems easy to me. So I'm going to go 30 units on that.
Do you have at your fingertips what time the kickoff is for that?
No, I do not.
Which game is this again?
LSU and Auburn.
LSU and Auburn.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to, my point is LSU is a tough place to go play. If it's at night, it's almost
it
impossible.
Is at night. It's at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you're going to have a really hard place for anybody to come in and play, and a less than competitive Auburn team. I like that pick a lot. Very good. So as aforementioned, Dave went with USC over, right? USC Notre Dame over. Is that what you went with?
That is what I went with.
If he had any, I've done so well on these same game parlays that if you had any guts, Dave, you do what I did in this game. I took the over and the USC money line. Yes, USC. Notre Dame is a team. If I ever saw a team that needed a bye week more, I've never seen it. I mean, they're so tired and beat up emotionally, physically. USC is just going to run, roughshod up and down the field. You're right. The USC's defense is not very good.
Nope.
I think the over is the easiest part of this game, but I think Notre Dame's season is effectively over. Championship wise, they're beat up. They're just they're ripe for the picking here to make their disappointing season turn into a really bad one. So I will take that same game parlay for 20 units plus 310, boys. Plus 310, the over and USC money line. Now it goes against my nature to root against Notre Dame, but I'm also realistic.
Yeah, and USC they've gotten some competition the last few weeks, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that.
I'm not going to cry.
Very good. David?
No. Yes.
Don't you cry tonight?
Nope. Going to the NFL for me, the Sea Chickens at the Bengals. Sea Chickens +3 there. Mike and I were just doing our NFL kind of quarter poll, and we'll be putting out a tier maker tomorrow to take a look at that. So hopefully y'all can, one, listen to the podcast, two, check out the tier maker and let us know what you think. Sea Chickens at 3-1, looking playoff wise. Cincinnati 2-3, underachieving to this point. So I am taking the Sea Chickens +3 for 20 units. Give me some Geno Smith.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you there, Bob. I haven't really been missing work.
I wouldn't say you've been missing work, Bob.
I think Cincinnati is starting to turn the corner. Burrow is more healthy. Their defense is rounding into shape, and I do think the Sea Chickens are a little bit fraudulent. So
round is a shape, yes.
If I was going to play, yes, round is a shape. I would probably go the other way if I was going to play this game, but I didn't have the guts to do it. So kudos to you.
Yeah, great.
That's all I can say. Steven, what do you think?
Yeah, I took this game too. I was going to save this for the end, but since we're on the topic, I did a wild parlay on this game.
Oh, geez, here we go.
And so nice. I only did 5 units on it.
All right.
So yeah, so you can imagine. So it's
brimming with confidence.
Yes. And it's flying directly in the face of Dave's pick. So I'm going with a big offensive game for the Cincinnati Bengals. So my parlay is 3 legs. Joseph Burrow, 300 passing yards.
Okay.
That's one.
Jamar Chase, 150 receiving yards. 150.
Okay.
That's 2 legs.
Joe Mixon, 75 rushing yards.
Wow, that is a full offensive showing for the Bengals.
That is a full offensive showing for the Bengals against the Seahawks, who are giving up an average of 30 points a game to teams not named the Giants. So it I had to throw that in there.
No, yes. Of course.
So the odds on this parlay
well deserved.
Plus 1,000.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
basically
Thanksgiving dinner kind of meaty.
10-1 odds. Only 5 units on that, but it'll be a fun one for me to cheer for.
Absolutely. I was saying to Dave earlier that Jamar Chase, there's game film out there showing his route running and how just wide open he is constantly. His quickness, his breaks out of the routes and all of those things. If Burrow can stay upright, I like that a lot. And Mixon, sneaky, has had a nice season. So.
And I have all 3 of those players on a combination of 2 fantasy teams. So that's going to make it really, really difficult rooting for the Sea Chickens and rooting. It's I'm going to be very torn in that game. How about that?
Fair enough.
Dave, no one cares about our fantasy teams.
I know, but I mention it every chance I get. Mike?
Speaking of no one cares, my final bet.
Speaking of fantasy.
Lovely week. Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings are in what I think is the beginning of a major free fall. Jefferson is out for 4 weeks with an injury. They're banged up everywhere. Kirk Cousins is mediocre. There's even whispers that he might be on the trade block before the trade deadline at the end of October if things keep going this way. And a total rebuild will be in store in Minnesota.
Oh, Mike.
That being said, I'm going to take the Bears.
Oh,
my favorite author, Flo Bear.
Oh,
the Bears money line. Justin Fields rounding into some kind of shape, probably a triangle, not a circle. Bears money line plus 124 for 20 units. Yes, would it be a surprise? Of course, but I just really think the Vikings are, again, they're vulnerable. Their butts are hanging out in the air, and the Bears are going to take care of them. React to me.
No, Mike. Just
no.
no. Just no.
When I get a double head shake, I know I did something.
Listen, I don't. I don't necessarily think you're wrong. I just don't know why you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
Yep, I think that's accurate. What are you doing?
Fair enough. Dave, get me out of this then. Give us your magical fourth bet.
Yeah, or yes. So mine is the winless Carolina Panthers at the scorching hot 4-1 Miami Dolphins. The over-under is 47.5, and I get the Panthers are not very good, but for God's sakes, the Dolphins could score 48 points all by themselves. So I am taking over. Yeah, or 70 burger. I'm taking the over on this. 30 units on that one.
Okay.
On the over, which -112 it looks what it looks like.
Yeah, that should be right.
Yeah. So there you go.
I do like bets that seem like they could happen in the first half and things like that. And this is one where over 47.5, the Dolphins could do that on their own. So I do like that.
It'll be interesting to see how Vegas and these lines shift if the Dolphins keep scoring at this prolific rate.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna flip. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
But I like that, Dave. And you're rooting for points, which is always fun.
Oh, yes.
Stevie, what do you got, buddy?
That's my middle name is points. Stevie, points, Covers.
Hashtag trademarked. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. My last pick. It was awkward. I had to get that backpack in middle school. I had my initials SPPC on it. But that's okay.
Wow.
For my last pick, I wanted to get back on the Breece Hall horse, but I was just having visions of Jalen Carter and Fletcher Cox was just swallowing up the Jets' offensive line, and I couldn't do it. So
Carter's gonna swallow what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
exactly. Moving on.
Okay.
I pivot, and I took a page out of Mike's book here. And
nice.
Putting a few. No, I'm not doing a parlay. I'm putting a few units on the MVP of the New York Jets season so far, Greg the Leg Zuerlein. Over 1.5 goals. The Jets are garbage in the red zone, but they seem to be able to get there at least. So we'll do over 1.5 field goals at plus 140 for Greg the Leg. 25 units on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the odds makers are saying the Jets are not going to score any points. The over-under in this game, 41. Very, very low. So a couple of field goals for Greg the Leg, sure. Throw him in there.
What is your feeling, Steve, on Zach Wilson? There seems to be this week a little bit of a, easing up on bashing him, and he didn't play as badly as he had in the past, kind of thing. And he got the vote of confidence from his head coach, which is always means the opposite. But yeah, where are you in the Zach Wilson of it all?
I'm not a Zach Wilson guy. I'm just not. I feel bad for him because the second the Jets drafted him, I was mad at him, which that's totally unfair. Totally unfair. But he stinks. He stinks. The game is too big for him. He doesn't process things quickly enough, and it's just we're gonna get a hilarious gif from this game with the Eagles defensive line chasing Zach Wilson around, and he's gonna drill one of the linemen in the face with the ball or something. We're gonna get a hilarious Zach Wilson gif from this game. So that tells you where I
channeling is inner Mark Sanchez.
I was gonna say we're gonna get a butt fumble. Exactly. That is exactly what I was thinking. But
that's a once in a lifetime No, it's
No,
we
that's
have to
true.
let Mark Sanchez have something. So
Yeah.
he can have that.
Wow.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. Everyone's fired up here. Sports is going crazy right now. If you're a sports fan, you have many options to watch, and this weekend will be no different.
Mhm.
College slate, NFL, Major League Baseball playoffs, all of it. Hockey started, NBA's getting ready to start. So we'll be here surveying it all, watching it all, and parlaying it all here on Lose With Us. As we thank you for listening here at Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen as we strive for five. Good night, everybody.
See ya.